Being ready to race is all about a mindset, about freedom, challenging yourself, about getting up when you're down, about preparing yourself in the downtime, the anticipation for the race, the wait for the drop of the flag. Be ready when the race starts again. KTM 890 Duke R, the Super Scalpel, the sharpest and most precise tool in our toolbox. The KTM 890 Duke R brings out the best in the Duke, based on a lightweight, compact, agile and razor-sharp packaging of the KTM 790 Duke. The KTM 890 Duke R is the sportiest bike in the midweight segment and will give bigger bikes a run for their money. In the world of KTM, only the most prestigious models get to bear the R badge. Although no fixed recipe is used to bestow the honor of the R badge, the highest combination of parts and often engine tweaks are used to further enhance the riding experience. The knowledge gathered from motorsports and R&D filters down into the street range. And for the KTM 890 Duke R, you will find the highest spec WP Apex adjustable suspension, top of the range Brembo Stylema monoblock calipers, combined with Brembo's MCS master cylinder, making it a true R. If that is not enough, the geometry has been altered for a sportier ride, and to finish it off, KTM has given the KTM 890 Duke R an orange frame and rounded it off with the signature R styling. The core ingredient necessary to hit the objectives for the KTM 890 Duke R philosophy was a new parallel twin based on the KTM 790 Duke, with more power and torque, and thus a renewed level of excitement for the rider. The motor's output has been increased to 121 horsepower or 89 kilowatts and 99 newton meters of torque, sprung from lower in the power band. In terms of engine architecture, the bore has been enlarged from 88 to 90.7 millimeters and the stroke lengthened from 65.7 to 68.8 millimeters, with compression increased from 12.7.1 to 13.5.1. An important contributor to the motorcycle's handling comes through a new crankshaft that has 20% more rotational mass compared to the KTM 790 Duke. This means more stability both in terms of engine character, at path throttle and consistent speed, and cornering without sacrificing the agility. New connecting rod and forged box pistons construction with 3 rings and a shorter pin as part of the design for 2020 are lighter in spite of the grander size. The camshafts benefit from a more aggressive profile and increased lift. Gear changing is now faster due to a shorter shift lever travel, lighter spring action and improved settings on the optional Quick Shifter Plus. The KTM 890 Duke R sports the most compact engine in the mid-class segment. The KTM 890 Duke R has been fitted with a wider radiator to ensure bigger surface area, ensuring optimum cooling. A fierce throttle response is possible due to a shorter intake funnel and new throttle bodies. Injection is adjusted for each cylinder individually, improving engine characteristics at low throttle use. The suspension has a very sporty setup for optimum performance on street and track. The setup was adapted to suit the additional power of the engine, keeping the agile character of the bike with increased high-speed cornering stability. Suspension travel has not been reduced to keep street comfort while offering maximum performance on track. The forks offer compression and rebound adjustment for any on-the-move adjustments that might be required. The shock is equally as compliant and practical. High and low speed compression as well as rebound can be changed, and preload is hydraulically adjustable. The brakes have been developed with high performance track and street riding in mind. Larger discs, lighter components, sharper and more precise brake feeling. Brembo Stylema monoblock calipers are the chosen stopping force behind this precision machine. Lightweight, stiff, with optimized airflow to the brake pads, reduced brake fluid volume which reduces lever stroke. Compared to the KTM 790 Duke, the KTM 890 Duke R gets larger floating brake discs, 320mm instead of 300mm in diameter, and makes use of aluminium carriers. Total weight saving: each brake disc is 400 grams lighter due to the aluminium carrier. Each brake caliper is 190 grams lighter. Overall, 1.2 kilograms of unsprung mass reduction compared to the KTM 790 Duke. Brembo's multi-click system allows the rider to adjust the lever ratio and thus brake feel. This is comparable to changing the piston diameter from 19 to 21 millimeters. The rider can choose between a longer stroke or a more evenly graduated braking ratio, or a shorter stroke and a more direct brake feeling. Essential for a sporty motorcycle are the ergonomics. The biggest difference is found in the more attacking riding position, with the user placed marginally higher and further forward. The handlebars are lower and set further forward to provide improved front end feel. The foot pegs are larger with greater surface area, but without diminishing lean angle, have been located higher and towards the rear of the motorcycle, while the passenger seat cover has also been shaped and positioned to assist the same stance of the rider. The KTM 890 Duke R, the Super Scalpel. At the top end of the mid-range segment and challenging larger displacement bikes with the ultimate street performance package, it offers almost unparalleled power, masses of torque, great handling, best suspension, brakes and electronics in the midweight class. This is the Super Scalpel.